It's not a Star Wars film. Ultimately, you know, I mean, we're making a film where we fight with lightsabers, and yes, those are Star Wars weapons, but you know, we're not in the Star Wars universe. We're not Star Wars characters. We're not Jedi and Sith. We're two guys. We're two normal guys with lightsabers, and so we wear normal guy clothes. Although this is a bit nicer than I normally dress.
This is exactly what I wear all the time.
That's his normal. Yeah. So you know, it's not really necessary. I don't see how dressing as a Jedi or Sith would really enhance it all that much. It would just maybe make things confusing, because it's like, well, they're shooting on Earth. Why are they dressed as Jedi? Or, you know, we'll just get tangled up in our robes. Or, you know, ultimately what it comes down to is we're not Jedi and we're not Sith. We're Ryan and we're Dorkman, and we're two guys on Earth who have lightsabers, and we're fighting with them.
Yeah, I think it's kind of, and we talked about this, which is costumes bring it to a whole different place. It's a different film if we're wearing costumes, because then it's supposed to be Star Wars. You know, we're characters, and what's going on? How does this fit into anything? No, it's a lot of pressure. It puts pressure on the film to mean something. Yeah.
You know, if you put it in the Star Wars universe.
When it's very, very simple. And I was gonna say, it's we're the viewer, we're all fans, we're all geeks, we're normal, regular.
Yeah. You know, everyone who's wanted to see themselves fighting with a lightsaber, and there's a lot of you out there, clearly. I mean, there's so many people out there who have sent us videos that they made of themselves fighting with lightsabers. Some of them say they were inspired by us, but a lot of people have just been doing it on their own. I mean, we weren't the first. By far, we weren't the first. So, you know, this is kind of a dream that people have, and you know, it's kind of, we're just sharing that, as opposed to trying to create some kind of Star Wars thing. We're just making a lightsaber fight.
Do we study the real styles? Yes, the real official lightsaber styles. No. In fact, at the time of RvD1, we had no professional training of any kind in any sort of swordsmanship or martial arts or anything. We were just fans of movies, and we can sort of swing a stick pretty good and do some twirls and things, and put all this stuff together. We just choreographed it ourselves with no big outside help or really knowing what the hell we're doing. But it came out pretty good. I think it worked all right. And I mean, I don't think that you have to have a very super, you know, I know this martial art and I know this sort of kung fu style, and you have to know things to have it be correct or authentic.
I think that can be a problem if you're so focused on the way things are supposed to be. It doesn't matter in movies. It doesn't matter how it's supposed to be. It's just what looks good.
Movies aren't what real. Aren't what's real. It's what looks real and what looks cool and what works. I mean, from a storytelling point.
Yeah, people complain, you know, in our stuff, not to go off on a tangent, but people complain in our stuff that we leave a lot of openings. It's like, well, yeah, because if we took them, the fight wouldn't be nearly as long or as exciting as it is.
A real fight would be like,
especially with lightsabers.
6 moves, yeah, forget about it. It's over.
You know, we try to be aware of it, and I think it helps us in the choreography when we say, okay, if I went here, I'm trying to kill you. What are you gonna do to stop me? As opposed to just bashing sticks together. I think, to be honest, that's if there's anything that sets our choreography apart from other films, it may be that the fact that we're looking at how we're trying to use these weapons as opposed to just kind of smacking them together. So there's some advice for you if you want to know how to choreograph better fight scenes. Have a goal with each strike. Figure, have a reason for it.
Think it through. Think about what you would be doing in this moment, and then if that works and it plays visually to the camera, and if it works from a dramatic point, standpoint, then that's good. Then roll with it.
But anyway, back to the original question.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we did not use the official lightsaber styles because they don't exist. There are a couple of 2 or 3 sentence descriptions that they created for a role-playing game based off the existing stuff in the movies. The people who made the movies didn't have the lightsaber styles. It's what's called a retcon in geek culture, but it's made up. It's made up after the fact. So if don't try to study those forms or anything like that, because they're just, they're just random, very vague descriptions. I've read the descriptions; they don't help. So
you certainly couldn't build a script of like you couldn't put on paper Ryan versus Dorkman 2 in a like form in a lightsaber style script type.
Yeah,
thing.
because there's nothing standardized in the forms. There's people say I'm using Makashi. I think that's what it's called. Oh, kill me if I'm right. But what is it? Form 2? I don't care. But I mean, people name a certain form I'm using, but that's only because it's the only form that uses one hand.
It's what they see.
Yeah, it's what they see. That's what it's based off of. So if you really want to base it off a style, learn a martial arts style. Learn kendo, or learn a Chinese martial art like straight sword or something like that. And don't base it exclusively off of that, but use those techniques and enhance just the general use of a lightsaber, because there are no lightsaber styles. Lightsabers don't exist, and you can do whatever you want with them.
It's not a real thing. There's not a real book that tells you what lightsaber styles is. It's everything. It's everything Earth. Everything from tennis to tree chopping, as they say. And if you try to limit yourself to one style, or try to look at here's a Star Wars book and it says this about how you're supposed to fight with it, you're just going to limit yourself. You have to sort of get free of any of those concepts and hey, that was cool, this move in this movie, or this. I mean, you have to sort of put it all together and just mix and match and find what works for your own choreography, your own sequences and stuff like that.
Don't take it too seriously. I didn't get stabbed in the heart. I was stabbed in the shoulder. I was stabbed over here. My heart's here. I was stabbed over here. So.
And for those who are complaining that you don't see a scorch mark, it's because when he was laying down, his jacket was open,
and then
I stabbed him here.
Bloop. So maybe you'd see it on my back, but I'm
not sure you really look at your back in any shot.
When I stand up, you can kind of see it, but maybe for the special edition. But yeah, I didn't get stabbed in the heart, so I'm fine. And as for how I could throw it afterwards, I don't really use my shoulder for that. I'm using my elbow, and my elbow didn't get hurt at all. So I mean, we do kind of cheat it. I mean, I do kind of use my shoulder a little bit, but I've had a lot of people write or comment on YouTube that these are some people who've lived some lives, let me tell you, but they've been stabbed through the shoulder or had like a piece of rebar go through. They've been impaled through the shoulder, and they could still move their arm. It hurt a lot, but I guess you can still do it, and I was in shock. So there you go. And if that's still not good enough for you, the Force did it.
Oh yes, the ending to RvD2. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. Ryan vs. Dorkman was made for a fan film community, theforce.net. They have a fan films forum on there. There's plenty of members on there. It's very active. We're both still active on the boards there. You can go on and post post your own lightsaber movies and get torn apart by all the mean-spirited folks that are running around there. But
like us.
Anyway, so the RvD2 was made for this group of people, and this community. I had been active there, posting a lot of visual effects tests and clips that I had been doing over the years, including cloning, as I came to call them, clips, which involve 2 or more of me, which is essentially some masking and After Effects, like a split screen, only more elaborate, and sort of messing around with all that sort of multiplicity kind of shots. So I've been kind of notorious for doing those, and there are all sorts of running gags about me and my clones or whatever. And so we thought it would be funny because we made RvD2 for the first annual lightsaber choreography contest on the Force.net's fan films forum. That just as sort of an inside joke for those people that for no apparent reason a clone of me would come in the end and just kill him. Mm-hmm. And it's funny. It's a laugh for those who get the who had seen all my clone clips over the years and or had seen them on my site or something, and they might find it amusing. But then of course,
when it got huge on YouTube, all those people who had never seen all that stuff,
they're like, "What the hell's going on?"
So all the people asking who was that random guy who came in at the end, it was another Ryan. And why didn't we use that random guy in the film? You could argue that we did, and that was the Ryan we were fighting since the other one was dead. I was fighting since the other one was dead.
Yeah.
You know, it was a clone. No, you can't buy the movies on DVD. We can't sell them because they are towing the line way too much in terms of copyright and trademark and stuff like that. We are,
even though we don't use any Star Wars specifically references, and we're using original music and stuff like that. You know,
in RvD2.
Yeah, in RvD2. Yeah, excuse me.
So we just don't want to get that hammer of God coming down on us, you know. So we're not selling it on DVD. However, we are planning on putting together a DVD of the films, which you will be able to get for free. We're either going to put it online as a download that you can then burn the DVDs yourself, or we're going to try and work out something where if you send us a blank DVD, we'll burn it for you and send it back. Yeah, we can't sell the DVDs. We are selling a behind-the-scenes DVD, which is separate entirely. You do not have to buy the behind-the-scenes DVD in order to get the films. However,
it will be freely available to everyone.
They will be freely available to everyone. However, if you buy the behind-the-scenes DVD, we will also include the films on DVD as part of the package, and they'll probably have a nice printed label on them or something. But it will be the exact same content that you can get for free. So don't feel that you need to buy the behind-the-scenes DVD in order to get the films. You don't. It'll be available for everyone. But if you don't have a DVD burner, or you just want the convenience of having them in a nice package or whatever, then it will also be included with the behind-the-scenes DVD available on our site.